Hello and welcome to another week of the Daily Exchange. My name is Harry Tucker, your host again for today. Fred Shabesta should be back tomorrow, but on today, we've got Coinbase versus Binance. What's coming in 2018? Should be a big battle between these two giants, with Binance also looking to offer security tokens, plus Coinbase has locked in its hedge fund. There's been more celebrity cryptocurrencies, and we're going to check in on Bitcoin, Cardano, Bitcoin Cash, and Bitcoin Diamond. All of that and much more is coming up right now. Things are looking a little bit green right now, not too big, but there's some slight gains across the major coins over the last 24 hours. Bitcoin's dominance of the market is at about 45% right now, with the total cryptocurrency market cap sitting at about 280 billion, still well under that $300 billion market. Bitcoin and Ethereum are largely pretty flat, up a tiny bit. Bitcoin sitting there at about $7,643, while Ethereum is at just under $470. After Bitcoin has broken above that $7,500 over the weekend. A Bitcoin price of around $7,800 is shaping up as the next resistance level test for this upswing period. But as you know, crypto is pretty volatile and past performance is pretty much no guarantee of future results. Now, BitMEX's CEO Arthur Hayes appeared on CNBC's Fast Money, saying he believes the price of Bitcoin could still bottom out at around $3,000 to $5,000. However, he did predict that we are one positive regulatory decision away, maybe an ETF approved by the SEC, to climbing through 20,000, even 50,000 by the end of 2018. It's pretty wild speculation there, I will say. So keep all of that with a pretty big grain of salt. But looking to institutional investment, which is of course the next big decision by the SEC on an exchange-traded crypto fund centers in the CBOE submission, and it's expected that we'll hear more on that from the commission in August. In terms of public sentiment, of the 210 displayed comments on the SEC website surrounding that proposal, the vast majority of them have actually been pretty positive. Also positive is a new data from digital asset investment firm Grayscale Investments, which is headed up by a wealthy long-term crypto investor Barry Silbert. According to the firm's report, for the first half of 2018, 56% of its incoming crypto capital is now coming in from institutional investors, not from the retail investors, which really pushed the massive spike earlier in the year and the end of last year. Now, Cardano's ADA token is the exception to a lot of those other coins that have been diving in the last 24 hours, and it's 3% up to about 17 cents. Are we looking at? Yeah, about almost 18 cents. It's bringing up here, but I'm going to take a little bit of a closer look on CoinMarketCap at this chart here. Now, Cardano was created by blockchain development firm Input Output Hong Kong, and just a couple of days ago, the ADA token support was added to Hong Kong exchange OKX. And while ADA has seen a slight volume increase in the last day or so, a lot of that looks to be coming in from the Korean won. Won fiat through a big Korean exchange, Upbit. Now, the CEO and co-founder of Cardano, Charles Hoskinson, recently said that he'd love to see Cardano become the first $1 trillion cryptocurrency, although who wouldn't say that? Noting that ADA is no longer traded like Bitcoin, where people sell it for dollars and euros when the price hikes. Now, Bitcoin Cash. Now, Bitcoin Cash is currently changing hands at, where are we looking on the chart? Yeah, Bitcoin Cash, where are we at? About $830 after flirting above and under around that $800 mark. And now it's broken above that $820 mark, which was seen as a key test point heading into its first anniversary on August the 1st. Now, the Bitcoin Cash faithful have also been debating the benefits of a concept dubbed pre-consensus, which is a non-hard fork change proposal that seeks to improve block propagation time. Now, Craig Wright, who of course has once claimed to be Satoshi, his response came up in this tweet. Now he said, no hash goes to this crap, They want it, they fork it without us, without the apps using our code, our IP, etc., without the companies we've said. So there's pretty interesting comments we actually found on Reddit around this. These guys are talking about, as Satoshi's vision, Craig Wright said his miners were going to detect and somehow penalize double spends, which is a form of pre-consensus. But we don't know concretely what it is being proposed, so how can a person reject and call it crap? Of course, referring to what Craig Wright said. I heard that an end-chain hard fork proposal to increase the max number of commands in script was rejected by ABC yesterday. Could this be some pretty sour grapes from Craig Wright? Now, there's a lot more in this thread, so I'll let you bust out the popcorn and take a deep dive into that one yourself. So that one's on Reddit BTC if you want to take a look there. But from Bitcoin Cash, we go to Litecoin, where both tokens, along with Ethereum, have now been added to Google's built-in currency converter feature. Previously, the tool only supported Bitcoin. Google's disclaimer hasn't yet been updated to say where it's sourcing the coin pricing from. However, the search giant does state its Bitcoin pricing comes from Coinbase. So there you have it. More mainstream adoption for altcoins, but whether or not you want Google to know even more about you is up to you. And as you can see in that screenshot, we took this about 5-10 minutes ago. Litecoin is currently sitting at around $83. And that's up from starting last week at around $77.50. But it's down from the $91 mark it crossed at one point last week. That was all on the back of increased activity as trading volumes picked up, almost doubling from just under $200 million over 24 hours to $385 million. And while traders remained active, the price started to fall again, slipping back to the current mid-$80 range. Positive market signals suggest this fallback is temporary and that the price of Litecoin will resume its upward movement. At least that's how FX Street is reading the current market's tea leaves. They say the current market trend line and the 50-day simple moving average both point to bullish signals. The key barrier seems to be around that $88 mark, with a significant break above this level not quite evident. Now, Stock Gazette says that the price movement of Litecoin is shadowing Bitcoin, and that if Bitcoin can break through that $8,000, that $100 will be on the cards for Litecoin. That's still some way off, but remains a possibility while the market is currently in its buoyant mood. Our REP, which is the token for Augur's Ethereum-based decentralized prediction market, which has seen a lot of love recently, continues to see it with a strong price increase right now, up 26%. Let's bring it up on this chart. Actually, no, I can't see it in there. Which one's Augur? Rep, there it is. There we go, there. So there's up 25.61%. The platform's only been live for a couple of weeks, with users collectively making sane, sensible, and correct predictions around the World Cup and other sporting events, and laying into modest to medium-term cryptocurrency price predictions especially heavily. Meanwhile, in EOS, it's back under $8. No, it's back over. So $8.37. With the news that EOS was able to set a transaction record, reaching 3,000 transactions per second, which actually exceeds Visa's 1,700 per second transaction volumes. So that's pretty big news for the token, but news like that will be of interest to institutional investors who have been holding back because of technical limitations seen with some coins. Now, this kind of news differentiates coins from each other. And the good news for the market's fifth most valued coin by market capitalization is that trading volumes are holding even though the price is staying relatively steady. But will that upwards movement we've seen be short-lived, or does it mean we can expect EOS to keep moving forward? Cointelegraph says there's a possibility we could see the price slump back to $6.89, with a $9.44 resistance level proving crucial. In their view, if EOS can break out over $9.44, there's an upside target of about $15, with some more resistance around the $11.64 mark. Now with ZRX or 0x, the protocol, the recent uptrend for ZRX continues, even though we're now days since Coinbase announced it was exploring listing the native utility token of the 0x protocol. Seeking to powering decentralized exchanges, the project has shipped a number of tools for developers, including JavaScript, Solidity, and Web3 libraries, and has mostly adhered to the roadmap outlined in its white paper. ZRX is now up over 26% in the last month, but it is about at $1.14 is still down from the close to the $2 mark it hit last May. Now, Bitcoin Diamond is still going up in price, up 20% to 463 in the last 24 hours, and that's now over 100% in the last 7 days. We looked at this last week on CoinMarketCap, and we showed that the volumes on Binance, which accounts for a good chunk of it, currently lists the price at almost $7. But if you compare that to what's going on other exchanges, there's quite a different price disparity there. So be cautious of what's looking like a bit of a pump here on certain exchanges, even though Bitcoin Diamond was recently listed by European exchange HitBC. Now, speaking of Binance, the platform is set to begin working on an exchange that can support security tokens following a trilateral partnership between Malta, Binance, and Neofund. In particular, it aims to offer an entirely new breed of offerings in the form of ETOs, which is calling equity token offerings. The pilot program will kick off in Neofund's primary ETO market sometime in 2018, after which Binance will list these security tokens pending regulatory and listings approval. Now, here is how it's proposed to work. Malta provides the forward-looking regulatory environment and stock exchange, Binance offers liquidity and an exchange platform, and Neofund offers a platform for the legal tokenization of securities. Now, put together, the result is a pilot program intended to help Binance be among the first cryptocurrency exchanges to offer security tokens in a regulated environment, where security tokens, including ETOs, can be offered and traded in a legally binding way. Now, legal and regulated security token offerings have been something of a holy grail in cryptocurrency, and different exchanges are climbing the mountain in different ways. Now, Coinbase emerged as a front runner on July 17th with a US brokerage license as part of a recent acquisition. And now it's joined by Binance with a more tentative timeline, but a more detailed backbone that aims to encompass more groundwork and a whole new species of token in the form of the ETO. Now, this is definitely one of the big things to watch currently in the crypto space. Now, looking on Coinbase, the world's biggest exchange, has been in the news again over the last couple of days. Now, firstly, it's the first crypto advertiser to be whitelisted by Facebook and is once again marketing via the platform. Although I take that one with a massive grain of salt. I saw yesterday like more than, I reckon, 2 or 3 shitcoins being pumped on Facebook, being paid to market there. A couple from Australia, actually. So I don't know if they're rolling that out on different levels on a global basis. But while they're claiming this, and while this is officially whitelisted, there's still a lot of shitcoins being pushed through the vetting process on Facebook. But back to Coinbase, it's also secured an unnamed $20 billion hedge fund partnership through its prime brokerage services. And more of that big Wall Street money is now coming into crypto. Finally, the exchange has also reportedly formed a political action committee, or PAC, according to US government documents. Now, in the US, PACs raise funds on behalf of chosen candidates. They back ideologically who are running for office. This becomes the first PAC formed by a crypto company. Now on to CoinMarketCap, where CoinMarketCap is making changes to ease concerns around fake volumes. Now, the crypto tracker published a blog post outlining how 3 main concerns that have been brought to their attention. Now, namely, these include fee-free transaction mining models, low-fee models and artificial tradings, or wash trading, and the site will be introducing new filters in addition to progressively updating exchange rankings to empower users to, quote, experience and use the data in a way that fits their needs the most. Now, moving off CoinMarketCap, where in other news, US President Trump's former advisor, Steve Bannon, is apparently reportedly planning to launch his own cryptocurrency. God knows why. Bannon's initial cryptocurrency was first reported in June by the New York Times. At the time, he revealed that he had private meetings with cryptocurrency investors and hedge funds to discuss launching ICOs via his investment company, Bannon and Company. Reportedly, he also considered naming one of these digital currencies the Deplorables coin, referencing, of course, Hillary Clinton's description of Trump supporters. A number of celebrity-backed ICOs have popped up in recent months, some receiving scrutiny from authorities, a lot of that for the right reasons. For example, the New Jersey Bureau of Securities issued a cease and desist order against Bitcoin. Now, this is Bitcoin with 2 I's, not the real Bitcoin, or otherwise known as Bitcoin 2 Gen. Back in February, the company enlisted actor Steven Seagal as its brand ambassador. I don't know who's listening to Steven Seagal as for financial advice, but apparently some people were. But by late March, the founders of the controversial currency, including Seagal, withdrew their association with the cryptocurrency company in order to reportedly help establish total decentralization. Now, these two examples also highlight the, quite frankly, terrible names that some of these celebrity-endorsed cryptocurrencies are given. You seen any more of these? I'm keen to hear about them. Let us know in the comments or on our Telegram chat, which is, of course, Crypto Finder TV. But finally today, and speaking of odd product names, Samsung's internet store customers in several Baltic states will soon be able to buy Samsung phones, TVs, and laptops with cryptocurrencies including Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, Dash, NEM, and Steam. Now that all sounds fine until you see that this is being facilitated when you see it, but perhaps unfortunately named COP Payment Platform. Of course, a bit of a weird name, but we're just having a bit of fun, and we hope that this gets up and running, is quite successful, and we see this in other markets. But right, just before we go, I'm gonna have a look at the coins that have had the biggest jumps in the last 24 hours. If we look at the top on the charts here, the biggest gainers, of course, is we talked about before, was Augur and Bitcoin Diamond, up 31% and 25% there. Myth, I don't know what Myth is. What's Myth? Let me know if you know what Myth is, but that's up 17.4%. The volume's 65 million, so it's quite a little bit going through there. Outside of that, there's not really any other big coins really making a lot of movement. Ethos is doing a little bit there. And if we want to look at the biggest losers over the last 24 hours, Noah has been slammed, although that's not of significance. Only had not even $400,000 pushed through it in the last 24 hours. So no major coins have been hit there really in the last 24 hours in big losses either. Of course, if you're seeing this data we play with, it's all available. We use Coin360. It's really cool. Visualizes data really well, so that's available there if you want to check that out after the show as well. But also make sure you check out cryptofinder.tv for more cryptocurrency information, news, guides, all that stuff, and jump onto our Telegram channel, which is Crypto Finder TV. But that is it for today, guys. Thanks for joining in. Looking forward to seeing you around again this time tomorrow. Cheers.